Just trying something out. This is new here. Coming to you here from our new kind of podcasting we call connected TV, the WCA3 Plus studio, I guess is the right term for this. And so I'm trying something new here, guys. So bear with me here. We're just going to kind of talk to you guys about some of these storms moving through the area from up here. First time kind of attempting doing this. So I just want to make sure that everybody can see and or hear me here real quick. Just jumping on and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what we may plan to do here to kind of bring you severe weather coverage in the future. This is kind of a one-stop shop, all hands right here, doing all of the stuff to bring up the different things. I can still kind of see some of your messages and things that come to us, but when there's severe weather, we're going to have the ability to be here and kind of bring it to you, especially in times when maybe there's not a lot that's, going on in terms of like widespread warnings. Like right now, like we've got thunderstorms out there, but we don't have any warnings that are in effect at this time. So again, I'm just testing things out. Go ahead and give me a shout out. Let me know where you guys are watching from tonight. If you can, in fact, see and or hear me here as we come to you from the WCA3 Plus studios, tracking some storms here tonight, keeping an eye on some weather. We just had a pretty good little storm kind of come rolling through parts of Champaign here. Now Philo to Sydney. You guys have got a nice little cell there. Let me know where you guys are watching from here tonight. Would love to hear from you. All right, Jason, best weather. All right, thank you. Paxton as well. Those of you that may be into seeing some of the streaming from others that kind of do this kind of thing, this kind of gives you a little bit of that feel. All right, I've got the ability to kind of switch between all the different things, all the different inputs, as we would call them. So there's your radar, and then there's our camera indicator, and then our camera that's outside here of the studio that's along Neal Street, and then we can wrap it all together and put it in this fancy little package here, and then I can track the storms with you. So this might look like some others that have done this, whether in the industry or kind of doing their thing at home or whatnot, but I get full control sitting here, and I can move around the radar, and I could pull up other live shots and do all kinds of things. So it's kind of fun. And I just wanted to kind of test this theory out to see what you guys thought of this kind of setup, so to speak. So again, I'm just here in our new WCA3 Plus studio, little podcast studio thing that we've kind of created here. So it's kind of neat, and I'm able to just kind of jump between different things and talk to you about what's going on with the weather. And then also able to see your guys' chats, what you guys are saying. So let's see here. Bismarck, Westville in the house, thunder and lightning in Tolono, Sydney here, wind and rain. Kind of cool. And this is some much needed rain, right, folks? So here we go. Let's just look at it here. We got some time to just kind of roll around. Again, currently, no severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings here. We've got storm there between kind of Orienta and the Larkdale area there, northeast of Decatur. And then some heavier stuff that stretches over here to between Oakley and Cerro Gordo. Cerro Gordo, well, you guys have got some pretty good stuff over there. Shout out to Jake. Great setup for severe weather. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, let us know what you think. Decatur, it was just rainy and windy. Rain in Muhammad, says Paul. Little thunder, Christopher. Yeah, these are just your old good old-fashioned thunderstorms that we've got here so far, and you can see some lightning there on our camera indicator. Speaking of lightning, I'm gonna switch on our lightning tracker here for us, and it actually will show us the amount of lightning strikes that we have had, how many we've had, so you can see them right here on those little icons. So a couple of strikes there, and then back here towards Forsyth, you guys had several of them. And it looks like some activity here as we get closer to Whiteheath and Seymour. And a little batch of rain set to move in. Kevin says, looks good. Thanks, Kevin. Thunder and rain in Paxton from Sherry is what we're talking about here. So here's that other little pocket I was talking about over Sydney. Boy, we've got some people over in Sydney. You guys are definitely getting some heavy rainfall over that way. Thanks for popping again. Again, I'm WCA3 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leidy. Trying something different, new here, bringing you the kind of the severe weather coverage that that you would get. Sometimes we're down in the studio and we're all on TV and everything. There may be some times where we don't have to be on TV because there's not tornado warnings. We don't cut into all the programming, or maybe we just do it all right here with you, like we're doing right now, because we're going to be able to relay some of the same information, and if, we had, bad enough storms, somebody on the weather team, Jacob or Seth or Adam will be out in the storm tracker, and what's cool is I could go to their shot. I can control all of that right here. So we're stepping up the game here a little bit in our severe weather coverage. We've always kind of been really in on doing severe weather. In streaming, we've always kind of led the team in this. So I just think we're keeping up. We're keeping up with the others that may be attempting to do this or have done this, but bring you, kind of severe weather coverage all the time. And even when it's just kind of storming out. I mean, especially like right now, I'm in between newscasts, so I can be here with you guys. I think it's cool. I can kind of see your comments here. Scott, who's on X there, says he likes the program. Appreciate the work. Thank you, Scott. Jessica, Thunder and Beement. Thunder, lightning and thunder, heavy rain in Seymour. Deborah says she misses us. Wishes we would move to upstate South Carolina. That's why you can't leave us. You can't leave us unless you take us with you. No, we got to stay here. We got folks here. We got to do our thing for. We just had a good downpour in Decatur, raining in Cerro Gordo. Slick format, Gerald. Thank you. Yeah, the Weather Command Center. I kind of like it. We're gonna have to come up with some fancy name here for this. It is kind of neat to just kind of be here. And again, what I can do is I can punch up. This is the same thing. If you've watched other streamers, we'll call them streamers that have done this. They can pop between different things and then come on camera. Hello, and then go back to the fancy big overlay of everything. And I can control all of that. Scrolling stuff here at the bottom that scrolls special weather statements and whatnot. And we got the current conditions and everything. And then we can bring in other live shots and whatnot. So there you go. Debbie says she likes it. Amy, I like seeing all the screens together. Perfect. Like it. All right. Just made us turn the TV down on Mansfield. Bring it on. Tuscola needs some rain, says Jay. So yeah, guys, that's kind of what we're looking at here. So let's just kind of show you here. So in Seymour to Bonneville, heavy rainfall there. White Heath, so along I-72 right now, probably not the funnest little bit of a drive there at this time. And then we're going to get another little dose, it looks like here. So let's look at this in the past 45 minutes. You can see how these storms, we had that first one kind of come through. Actually, I'm going to take this back even more because I want to show you guys what happened here in Champaign. We had this little guy here come through about 45 minutes ago. So that was our first little batch of heavy rainfall. And actually, the heaviest kind of fell here on the southwest side of town, 57 and basically Old Church Road and Windsor and Curtis Road. And they kind of came across their northern side of their Savoy, Curtis Road, and eventually over towards, say, 130 there. But now, and then we caught a break. There's a break right now, but look what's happening. Here comes another wave. So Champaign-Urbana, you're about to get hit by another wave of that heavy rainfall. Aaron asking, will this replace the format used for severe weather coverage on WCI when that's necessary? So to answer your question there, Aaron, it's not going to completely replace it. I'm going to have the ability still to do what we do when we go on television down in the studio there with everything. But what's cool is I have access to almost everything that I would have down in the studio up here in the what we call the WCA3 Plus room, where this is where we're doing our content for the different shows and whatnot that you may see if you have not downloaded the WCA3 Plus app. But we could do some of that severe weather stuff from up here. And again, maybe in times when it's not so bad to where we have to cut in on TV, because again, listen, we get it. I hate having to cut into shows and whatnot, and don't want to do it if I don't have to. With people trying to watch programming and sports and whatnot, and obviously we will, and we do. That we're not shy about doing that when it's warranted. But like right now, I would never cut in on TV to tell you about a thunderstorm that's not severe. Coming into Seymour right now because we can't do that. But I can come on here and I can come up here and do this streaming anytime I want. So it is kind of cool. And again, I can switch. I can switch the cameras around and go to different things. And like I said, if Jacob it's really cool. Like I've got a little thing here, and so you see we'll call this like the triple box there on the left side. So I can say, okay, I don't want that. And so I'm just going to give you some inside baseball for those of you that are just kind of here with us. But so that's we use something, a service called TVU. That would be the live shot where it says that would be where we're in the storm tracker where Jacob would be out there or Adam or Seth or a reporter. And I can just punch those up. So it's kind of cool. How about this? How about this? How about the view of the studio right now? So it's dark. We call that the raft cam. It looks up from above, kind of looks down there into the studio. So. Or how about the weather garden? Well, weather garden's dark, so you're not going to see much there. Or there's another set there. So again, I've got control to kind of switch things up, and I can take things full. And so I think it's going to be cool to be able to kind of do this and bring you, coverage from up here and just, kind of staying up with the times of things here. So that's kind of what we got going on. All right. North Savoy, heavy rain, pea-size hail, Assumption. Love seeing all the cameras, says Carla. You got it. So Bobby Joe, again, if you like the setup here, give me a shout out. Let me know, because I'm going to go back and make sure I read all your comments here. Oh, somebody did ask a good question about something, and this is going to be really cool. Okay, so hang on here. Somebody does ask you. I'm still reading your comments here. Pea-size hail, Assumption. Love seeing all the cameras. Is it going to hit Atwood? Let's take a look at Atwood. So you've got. Let's see here. So we've got Monticello, Whiteheath. We're coming down here, Ivesdale, Bement. There's Atwood. And so that little storm, if we just look at that storm there coming towards Atwood, it's going to be close. Definitely going to hit just north of you. Okay, so we do have this new warning that just got issued here. So stand by. So now, we are going to be kind of on here with you, doing a real kind of test of how this would be. So folks, here we go. We do in fact have a severe thunderstorm warning now. Okay. So severe thunderstorm warning just issued for Assumption. And there's probably some hail in that thing right there. Okay. So we're watching that. And that's a pretty good little storm, I got to tell you. So I'm going to pull up a couple of things here. So, good thing I'm up here just kind of testing this out. Because now we've got real live situation that's happening here. So stand by here, folks, as we you made it here at the right time. I tell you that. So just hang out here with me for a second as we kind of adjust things. So we've got severe thunderstorm warning now in effect here for portions of Christian and I believe Shelby County. So here we go, guys. All right. Hang out here as we're in the real deal now. There's also tornado possible tag on this, Christian. Look at that cell right there. Wow. I will admit we were not anticipating anything like this. I need to look at the velocity on this here, folks. So they've issued a severe thunderstorm warning over Assumption, and obviously you can tell just from that hook that's right there. That would be awfully interesting to see what's going on. They issued a severe thunderstorm warning on this, and it is also labeled as a tornado possible tag that is on here. So, wow, how about that? Okay, so let's kind of look at it. Let's get the wide view. Okay, so again, not to discount the other, Champagne's going to get hit by a pretty little storm here. But right now, this storm that is down here over Assumption is looking pretty interesting. Again, when I just quickly glance at velocity, very weak if there is some rotation in there. But what we've got here is a pretty good storm that's got some heavy rainfall and the potential to produce some hail, as that storm is moving to the south and east. You can kind of see the direction that this is going. Okay, guys. So let me just kind of back things up here, just because I am going to answer a couple of the questions that some of you have asked on here. Let me go back. Is it coming towards St. Louis? Not much over there right now. Raining in Rantoul. Getting good rain in Hoopson. Can I draw on the screen? Gerald, it's actually really cool. I can actually draw on the screen. That is one of the features that they've done for me. Take a look at this. I can do that. I got a touch screen that's right here, and so it is actually really cool. So I can actually kind of point things out to you. So right here is basically where we've got that inflow into the storm, and where there is. So here's your hail. See this, like right there? There's your hail, okay? And then you come over here. See, this kind of wraps around. All right, that's your hook, okay? So the hook we talk about all the time. Hooking around. Inflow into the storm, okay? And you get this rotation that can sometimes occur. So, yeah, to answer your question, I am able to draw on the screen. So here's our storm. It is moving to the south and to the east. Matter of fact, again, guys, I am testing this out with you guys on the fly for the first time as well. I think I'm going to make that a little thicker. Yeah, like the little thicker pencil there. So I'm testing all this out with you guys on the fly here, doing our little severe weather coverage here from up in our WCA3 Plus studio here, and tracking this now severe thunderstorm warning cell that is near Assumption, and then moving to the south and east. Okay, so that's the direction that this thing is going. So if you're down there, be on the lookout. Okay, and we are going to continue to track things here for you as we go throughout the course of this evening. So here we are. It's 8:18 p.m. Severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag associated with it. And boy, it's raining here at the studio now. Let me just take you over to our camera here. Not that one. We want to go to, yeah, there we go. There's we call our Neal Street camera here. So the rain really coming down here outside of the studio with another batch of heavy rainfall here. So that's what we're looking at. So thanks to you that are just kind of popping on and joining us here as we're doing a little, well, I was doing kind of a little test severe weather coverage, but now it looks like we're doing the real thing with this new severe thunderstorm warning that is coming into now northwestern portions of Shelby County. So now you're technically out of Christian County as far as the heaviest part. I don't know if can you guys hear the rain? I'm just gonna turn the mics up. I don't know if you guys can hear that rain or not. Boy, it is coming down here at the studio. All right. What about Ashmore? Yeah, eventually Ashmore. They're probably going to get some storms. Tolono, Georgetown. Yeah, everybody eventually potentially could get that. The only warning that we've got right now is on this storm here now into northwestern Shelby County, just crossed the county line. Can't confirm PCISL, Westville, Illinois. So, yeah, again, let us know where you guys are watching from, but we're currently tracking a severe thunderstorm warning cell. Here's what's so interesting about this, guys. The Storm Prediction Center didn't even have a marginal risk out for our area. We have like marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, high. We didn't even have the lowest one. So that 1 out of 5 marginal, there wasn't even that in our area here. So kind of interesting. So that's our cell here that I'm keeping an eye on. Yeah, so what we try to do is, I'm not seeing, so if there would be rotation, let me pull back up my little fancy little draw tool here. Bear with me here as I'm just kind of getting used to all this. So this would be where you would have some rotation. There would usually be a lot more green, in this area here, but we're not seeing as much. But if there would be, we would look for the co-location in that area there. So watch. I'm going to switch it back over to the velocity. Here we go. And so right there is where you would have something, okay? But it's just not very strong right now over that area. You would want more of those reds and greens. Okay, so I know that is the only warning that we've got here right now, but I've had some people kind of go asking about other areas, and this is always the hard thing to do when there's so much going on. And just again to kind of give you guys a little inside baseball as to how this works for us. It's tough for us. So you see this whole area that we have to cover. See all these counties, and I know there's people watching us in 300 different cities out there, and we try to talk about them all. But obviously, we focus in on the ones that are the most severe, which at this moment in time is our storm that is east of Assumption and Yantisville, and there into northwestern portions of Shelby County. But what I'll do here, since we've got that storm and we're watching it, is I'll come back over to what else is going on, some other spots that we have some heavier returns showing up on radar, and those are going to be, again, over here between Ivesdale to Atwood. So some stronger, that's kind of a rural area there, south of Bement, okay? And then the storm that's just coming back down through Champaign, I'm telling you, I'll be curious to see what some of the numbers are for rainfall, because I bet some of your rain gauges are between the first little round that came through. Again, take a look at this. Yep, there's our camera here just outside the studio, and there's a leaf. There's like a tree there, so we're getting a little wind inside. I need to actually have somebody go trim that. I might have to go do it myself. I noticed that last time it got a little windy. We've got a tree. It's on the weather garden that now is it's grown a bunch, so it's actually bringing that little leaf that comes across. Okay, update here from the Weather Service. Severe thunderstorm warning continuing. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds possible. No longer in effect for Christian County, just in Shelby County. Wow. Quite the storm here, guys. We're tracking the severe weather again, coming up here to you from the WCA3 Plus studio. If you guys have watched, I know some of you are into the streaming. Maybe you've watched some others do this on other platforms or other, meteorologists or others that, I don't want to say, try to be, but, are attempting to be that in some of their coverage. And we're kind of giving you a similar feel here as to what that may look like. Let's come back over here. We've got another little cell over here between Homer, Fairmount. Good little cell there. Okay. Dumping some heavy rainfall. And then you get up here to east of Penfield, Potomac. You guys have got a nice little cell there. It's dropping some rain. Those of you up in Iroquois County, there's not much going on up there. So there you go. Somebody was asking about the Hoopston and Paxton area. Not much up there right now. Pretty tame stuff. Renee, we appreciate it. Thank you for the quick glance. Got to go to bed. No problems. Rain coming down in Arcola, Tuscola. Tommy's over here. Say Living's very own Tommy Bickham. And Mix 94.5. Tommy in the house. It's coming, Tuscola. Yeah, there's a little cell there just north and west of Tuscola for sure. I want to switch on the lightning on this here again. Let's get an idea. So we've got a few different pockets of lightning here. We've got our one that's over here, again, near Fairmount to Homer. Good lightning strikes there. A handful over here, Champaign-Urbana. Definitely not as much. A few down here on our cell. They're near Atwood. You can see the new one that just kind of popped up. And let's go back to our severe warned cell here. A lot of lightning, and always a good indicator of the lightning, being kind of correlated to if there's severe weather. And with a stronger storm, you can have that. And so that's what we're getting over there. It's coming. And Davis, there you go. You're right. Ryan Hall would be an example. Does a great job over there. So we're just trying to, we're going to stay on the cutting edge of this, and we're going to keep up with it. We've got the tools to do similar stuff here. So that's what's going to be cool about what we can deliver here now from up in the old WCA3 Plus Studio Weather Command Center. I'm going to have to come up with some, again, cool, fancy name. Again, for those of you that are not familiar with me, or maybe you're just kind of tuning in, my name is Kevin Leidy. I am the chief meteorologist here at WCIA 3. And let me see here. I'm supposed to be able to have, and see, we can do a lot of things here. I can even do, let me see if it'll work. I'm not sure if it will. We have what's called, look, oh, there it is. Look at that. Woo, fancy. Fancy lower thirds here. So we're able to do this severe weather coverage from up here and just kind of give you, again, that different feel of what's going on. I was not planning on there being a warning. I got to be honest with you. I just came up and said, you know, it's storming. We can come on here and do a little something. But this is kind of what it would look like. We could track the storms here one by one. I'll tell you this, the storm that was warned earlier has weakened. Just look at what this storm looked like a little bit earlier. I'm going to take you back. Let's run it back. Okay, so this was before it was warned. So here's our storm, east of Taylorville. Right about there, probably started getting a little interesting. See that little structure there. And we'll step it forward again. And then right there as it came right towards Assumption, that thing started to hook a little bit. You got a nice little hail core right there in the middle. And there it was right there. That's when they were like, you know what? We might want to throw the tornado possible tag on that with that classic little hook. And then now watch how it has weakened. I'm going to run it all the way to where it is now. So boom, 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 a little less pink and purple. And that's where we're at now. So that's what I mean by a weakening storm that's happening. So yeah, nothing really in Taylorville. Somebody's asked that. Riley, I'm here in Mahomet, and I see lightning. Yeah, definitely going to see some lightning there. Mahomet, you're not getting a whole lot, just some rain. Heavy rain still here at the studio. Again, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. I'll turn it up. Can you hear it? If you can hear it. Maybe not. I'll bring the camera in. Ooh, get a little flooding. See that? See that along Neal Street? So we get that. There's pockets there where you can get some flooding. And again, there's our camera there. Probably that little ponding of water on the roadways. You know, there are certain areas along Neal Street that get flooded. If a car actually comes rolling down in the right lane there, it's going to kick up all of that water. But I don't know if there's a lot of people that are out right now. They're probably wanting to stay inside, not driving this, which I would advise because it's been some pretty heavy rainfall that has moved through. We'll keep an eye on that in those cars. But again, another example where I can kind of show the different cameras. As a matter of fact, why don't we do this? And I can pull up, let's see here. Here's our stadium camera. You're going to see our camera switches up on the top. And we can take that full. So you can barely kind of see kind of the rec fields that are there looking at the stadium. So that is the view over there. We had, let's see, I don't know. So I'm going to bring you to the stadium camera real quick. I'm going to have to swing it around because we were looking to the west earlier. We'll bring this back down so I can move the cameras. We were watching some people over there at the library earlier just getting soaked from the rainfall. All right. I'm just kind of swinging the cameras around. Again, I'm just doing this live here with you guys, able to kind of do all of this here on the fly. Severe thunderstorm warning continues here for Shelby County. We'll take you back down over there now. And come off the storm because, again, you can see this is a lot smaller. I think towards Duval, Findlay. Tiny little guy now from what it was. I would not be surprised if the Weather Service says, you know what, we're probably going to let that expire. Oh, there it was. So now it is gone. No more warnings for the area here. Severe thunderstorm warnings no longer in effect. So now we're just back to the good old-fashioned general thunderstorms, which is what I was just kind of testing out here. So again, thanks to everybody here that's on here with me. Again, let me know what you've kind of thought of this setup, if you will, and what it would be like. I mean, you literally just got kind of a real-time version of what maybe that severe weather would be like. So the coverage here from what I'm calling the severe weather studio from the WCA3 Plus studio, I guess I should say. Let us know. Give me a comment. I'm looking at your comments over there. Let's see. Questions here. Any rain in southwest Moultrie County? Yeah. Oh, Barbara, we're probably going to get something here. You got that little storm there coming out of Christian County, so you might have something. Just started raining in the North Danville area, raining in Potomac. So there's another cell there. I guess we can probably switch over to the Danville camera. What do you say we go over to Danville? See what's going on over there with our camera. We can take this. I'm going to hit this button right here, and then I'm going to hit this button right here. And we're going to go to Danville. So not much going on over there right now. You guys have got a little bit of light rain, but you may have some heavier stuff coming in. It's kind of cool now. With our Danville camera, we can move it around, and so then we get some other views now that we didn't get to have before. So we can pan this around for the first time in a while. So we'll be watching that. Bring it back here. The warnings are no longer in effect. No severe thunderstorm warnings now. I love the setup, Kevin. It's awesome. Thanks, Carla. I think it's great. I know I appreciate everything you guys do. Thanks, Renee. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. You know, it is you guys that helps motivate us to keep coming up with the new things and keep staying on the cutting edge of stuff and you know, keep trying to make things better and just stay ahead of the game here. So we will utilize this when needed and track storms. And I feel there's a lot of times where I'm here and let's say that it's midnight, you know, and we've got to what we call babysit storms, where it's almost kind of like this here tonight. And what I mean by that is, as a meteorologist working at the TV station here, and the perfect example is exactly what just happened tonight. So just a second ago, or 15 minutes ago, I came up here, we started the stream, we're doing it, and I was just kind of, you know, giving you guys a little bit of a test run. And all of a sudden, boom, there's a warning. And there's a warning on a day where we didn't even anticipate there potentially to be any severe weather. And then there was a severe thunderstorm warning that got issued. Well, there's scenarios where it's even more of where we're not 100% sure if there's going to be severe weather. And we have to stay here in what we call babysit the storms. So basically we stay here all night and we watch the radar, kind of like what I'm doing right now. And we analyze the storms and we look at them and we see if there might be a warning. If there's a warning, then we got to be here. We got to cut in, we got to tell you, and that's what we do. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of nights where I just decide to pop up here and be like, okay, going to sit here with you guys because I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'm bored. I'm here by myself in the middle of the night and, you know, tracking storms and watching them. And so at least maybe you guys can entertain me on some of those nights. So again, testing out this theory of doing this live streaming from up here, kind of a cool little concept to be able to attempt to do all of this from. Again, my name is Kevin Leidy. I am the chief meteorologist here at WCIA 3. Okay. If you have followed along with me before, then you kind of know what we try to deliver here in terms of, you know, doing severe weather coverage, and we're proud of the things that we're able to do. So it is neat to be able to do that with you. And just bear with me here for a second. I'm trying some things out here while we got you with this. And so I'm just looking at a couple things. Well, there's some ways to contact me. How about that? That's kind of cool. Facebook there. Those of you, many of you that may be watching, you can follow me. So they're right there. Look at those on Instagram and whatnot. And whenever I'm streaming, this is where I'll do some of the, the streaming from, or these different platforms and whatnot. So follow me on those different ones. I'll admit I don't really do a whole lot of TikTok. I know it's all all the rage, but not quite there yet. Maybe someday. We're definitely on X. We're all over the place here, so I encourage you to follow along. And of course, all the WCA3 news platforms and whatnot. Easy ways to stay up with us here, and yeah, it's great. All right, let's ask some questions, or answer some questions, I should say. Here in Cumberland County, so let's go down. Boy, Tuscola, you guys got a good little storm just kind of came through. Here in Cumberland County, says Dave, is hoping to intercept the dying supercell north of Shelbyville. Doppler is blurry. Cameras are clear. I'm watching from Mississippi and have family there. The Doppler is blurry. Is anybody else having a problem seeing the Doppler radar there? Billy says this is a setup big-time producers use for the Weather Channel. AccuWeather definitely like. Well, there you go. Trying to stay up with the big guns here, guys. And it is kind of cool, you know, and a lot of those setups there, and you can see some of the lightning showing up on the Danville camera. You know, there might be a producer kind of off over here, and, you know, some other people helping him, but like more and more, you know, we're doing a lot of this on our own. And, you know, sometimes you don't have as many people as we used to many years ago. It's just kind of what it is. All right, Mindy says it's clear. Doug says it's clear. Olivia. Boy, that's an interesting. Is that right? Olivia? Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen Olivia spelled that way. Yeah, it's got to be Olivia. There you go. She says it's clear. So there you go. 8:37 p.m. here. No warnings in effect. Tracking some storms for you. Kind of giving you guys let's go back to this one storm that, again, is no longer warned. Look at that thing that just kind of fell apart. Wow. That once was our warning not too long ago. And now that's what's left of it. So I'm going to run that back just one more time. I can show you just how quickly things can change. Boom. That's how strong that was just a little bit earlier, coming out of east of Taylorville. Head towards Assumption. There it was. Popped the warning right about there. Looked pretty good. Little hook on it. And then kind of fell apart. Tuscola. Alex, thank you. Zach, appreciate you. I said it right. Olivia says. All right, cool. There we go. Olivia with an A. More storms over here. St. Joe, Fairmount, Jamaica. Good rain. Oh, boy, I guarantee you many of you are happy about the rain. Any farmers out there? I'm really curious with you know, the farmers here, because I don't think we're close enough to harvest where, because obviously they want to dry out the crop before they harvest it, right? But I think everybody can be on the same page that this rain is a good thing, as Luke Bryan says, right? Rain is a good thing this time around, because they're not quite out there in the fields just yet, but are going to be soon, right? So this rain obviously was needed, especially for people's lawns and whatnot. Guess what? You're probably mowing your lawn here by the end of the week with some of this rain that has moved in. So, yeah, if any farmers out there, feel free to chime in on your thoughts on some of this rain here, and kind of what is that tipping point to where you're like, all right, that's enough rain. I need to get out in the fields to, hey, yeah, we need some rain to maybe settle down some of the dust and dirt, and so that maybe there aren't any of those field fires and whatnot that can sometimes occur. Let's come up into Vermilion County here. Bismarck. Higginsville. And that heaviest stuff is down here between Fairmont down to Indianola. Mindy says her grass is burnt. Nothing in Newman yet. Hey, speaking of Newman. Hey, Newman. We're coming to see you here on Friday. It's our town, Newman. Yeah, we're going to come see you guys on Friday. So, FYI. All right, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying my little test here of some of the severe weather coverage capabilities that we'll be able to have. And again, we're just kind of testing this out, doing this on the fly with you. And the cool thing is, so if I had let's say I had one of the other meteorologists with me, I can auto show. I mean, this is the same setup that I use when I do. If you've ever watched Behind the Forecast, that you can watch in the WCA3 Plus app, but like, where we do the multi-camera things here, so I can like do all kinds of things. We could have 3 of us in here doing our thing, so I can really do the severe weather coverage, and I can bring up this thing right here that says my name. Well, usually it does. I probably messed something up. I think I did. Let's see here. So yeah, kind of cool to be able to bring this to you guys and talk to you guys. There we go. There it is. And so, kind of cool. Good amount of rain in Fairmount, says Christian. Thanks for the live coverage, says Scott. You got it. Why not? I'm here. Newscast isn't on till 10 o'clock, so we're good there. So I'm live. I am not at home. It would be kind of cool to have a setup like this at home, but I mean, they do have they've really made us a really neat setup up here in the WCA3 Plus studio. Again, if you've not downloaded the WCA3 Plus app for your Fire Stick, your Amazon enabled device like a Fire Stick or Amazon enabled TV, right? Some of us have it, and you can go search on the Amazon, App Store or whatever and find us. If you have Roku, go into Roku, search WCA3 Plus, and you can get us there. Or if you have an Apple TV device, not Apple TV, and then some people get this confused, but there's an Apple TV, the device. You need the actual little, black little box or whatever they call it now. If you have that, then you can download the WCA3 Plus app. You can watch the live stream of our newscasts and all of our programming all day, every day, streaming. Okay, the newscasts on there, all of our original programming. I do a show called Behind the Forecast. Okay. And Jennifer Roscoe does a show where Let's Dish. She cooks for an hour and brings in other chefs from across the area and brings them in, interviews them, and cooks. It's cool. You've got, of course, the sports team has been doing a little podcast for many, many years called the 3-in-1 podcast, and it's the sports team just talking sports, a lot of times Illini and whatnot. So that's a cool one. Heather Mitchell does Chat with the Chief, and she talks with area police chiefs and whatnot and law enforcement here. So that's a cool show. I know that there is The Vault, Matt Metcalf. That you've seen that on TV before, but that's something on there. And Jacqueline does her show doing her jobs, or she does their jobs. People can submit to ever come do their job. Maybe she'd ever come do the weather. How about that? All right, heavy rain and lightning and thunder now in Bismarck area. And Bridget likes the setup too. Thank you, Bridget. Steady rain and thunder in Oakwood. No lightning or winds, just a gentle summer rain. Mindy, it won't let me get the app. I have Roku TV. Do you have like the Roku? Boy, that's the first I've heard of anybody having problems on Roku getting it. Anybody else? Maybe help out Mindy there. Mindy says she can't get it. It won't let me get the app. You search WCA3 Plus, right? Make sure WCA3, or just put in WCA3. That may do it. All right, put a little bit of a loop on the storms here to kind of give you an idea of the general direction that they're all going. So nothing severe right now. There are no warnings in the WCA3 viewing area at this time. But we're just kind of testing things out and giving you guys an idea of what this could look like when there is severe weather that could be moving into the area. So top part of your screen there, top left there, you can see the lightning with our camera in Danville. Still seeing the camera shot there in Champaign, right here along Neal Street, where the rain is still coming down. And what's cool again here, guys, is I can take things full. So I can go, boop. All right, there's your Neal Street camera, or boop, there's our camera in Danville, or boom, just take the radar full now as the storms move across the area. So again, just kind of our little testing setup that we're doing here to kind of bring you guys the latest when there might be severe weather moving into the region. Now, again, it was kind of interesting just earlier. It was like, boom, all of a sudden, we got a warning that was issued. So I had to transition to doing a little severe weather coverage. So I guess it was a nice way to be able to just kind of test things out and see how things played out. Okay, bear with me here, guys. Just adjusting a couple things. I heard good luck. Bobby says, I love the setup. It looks great. Thank you. Good luck to everybody on the Powerball. Yeah, that's a good... yeah, if you haven't got your Powerball tickets, you should probably get those. I think you've got for like another 12 minutes or so. Let's come back to our wide view here, our big... I don't even know what to call this. Kind of fun view. Let's see here. James said he had some pee to penny-sized hail near Jamaica. Cool. Again, Bobby likes the setup. Good luck to everyone on Powerball. Finally raining in Newman. So here we are. It is 8:47 p.m. It is Wednesday night. We are in the WCA3 Plus studio where we can do our live severe weather coverage from. Just kind of showing you guys a little bit of a view of what the storms are doing. Pretty good little storm there, maybe over Georgetown, it looks like, kind of coming in. And yeah, Newman. Here we come over to Newman. There comes your rain in Newman. It's going to get a little heavier the next 5 or so minutes. $65 degrees now in Champaign. Temperature has been crashing. Yeah, pouring in Georgetown. Can confirm. Radar confirms, and so does Brandy down in Georgetown right now. Westville down to Georgetown. Ooh, and we can see probably some of the lightning on our weather cameras there. So, all right, guys, just kind of glancing. So when I'm here, I'm kind of doing everything. So like, you know, if I would want to change the text that's on the screen that says Chief Meteorologist Kevin Laddie, storms move across viewing area, I would change that. And I can change the different, we call the inputs that are there on the left side of your screen and just all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of mission control. We're supposed to get like another camera that shows you like the wide view of what this place looks like from in here. So maybe you'll see that sometime, but it's kind of hard to show it to you guys from my perspective, but it is kind of cool. Nice command center. I got all this. And again, I really do appreciate this feature that they've got for us. It is pretty neat. Where I can just come over here and I've got a touch screen right in front of me and I can just go, whoop. There it is. There's your rain and storms. It is pretty neat. To be honest, you know, I've always had to use like a mouse to do it, but I can be like right through here. Okay. That's your heaviest rain that we're getting here. So it's kind of neat. So again, this is Neal Street. Here's our Danville camera. And I think can I change the colors on this? I think I can. Not that I really want to. Oh boy, I can get real fancy on this, but I'm gonna break something, so I'm gonna exit that out. All right. Okay, got the app, but it says commercial break. Yeah, so Steve, so the app, and let me, those of you that are kind of new to this or the WC3 Plus app. So if you look at it, there's going to be like a box in the upper right that's kind of like what's live right now. And there's various things that are going to be on. So we will broadcast on there our newscasts that are live. But obviously, we don't have a newscast 24 hours a day. So we have other original programming that goes in there, like some of the shows I talked about. Sometimes we share our sister kind of network, News Nation, and they do their show, and that kind of pops up on there. But it just kind of depends. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. And then if you scroll down, that's where you can kind of see some of the original shows. And you can go back and watch my Behind the Forecast. It's a 30-minute show. I do viral videos of the week, and then I do an interview with somebody each week that is impacted by weather. And so I've had 9 shows. My 10th one is going to come out tomorrow. And actually, that's going to have Jacob Dickey on it. So if you're a fan of Jacob Dickey, we grill him with some questions and a little get to know and behind the scenes and some cool stuff there. So, yeah. And there will be commercial breaks, and sometimes it just says commercial break because, it's not fully up and it's not like your normal kind of TV, station kind of thing. It is still a streaming app. And so it's the future, potentially where things are going. And it allows people, especially for kids, if you've got a child, you got somebody that goes to the U of I or EIU or something, they don't want to pay for cable, right? And everything's about streaming or apps. And so this is the way they could watch WCA. You could tell them, hey, you need to turn on WCA. They're doing severe weather coverage. So you can do that. Now, right now, what I'm doing here in the podcast studio, I don't have the access to fully flip it on to where this would be live. It's what I'm doing right now. In the future, we'll have the ability to potentially do that. But right now, we're doing the streaming stuff from up here, like you're seeing with me here in the podcast studio, Command Center, Weather Center, WCA 3+ Center. I don't know. We'll call a little bit of everything, but we're doing the streaming from up here. You still got the regular TV. Right now, I don't even know what show's on. Big Brother, or Big Brother's probably on earlier, or CS. I don't know what's on right now, but that's on regular TV. Then you're going to have various original programming and newscast and went on the app. And then sometimes we'll do the streaming here on the socials. And there may be a day where we're doing all of it at the same time. Big bad weather, big breaking news, big things going on. And then next thing you know, we're doing everything. So again, guys, it's 2025. It's almost 2026. Staying up with the times in the digital era. And we want to be able to deliver the information and things to people on as many different platforms and meet people where they are. Some people don't have DirecTV anymore. Some people haven't paid for MediaCom in years. Some people used to be able to get us an antenna, and they can't anymore for some reason. Some people don't even realize that you can get us other ways. Some don't have good internet. So I mean, there's 100 different places you can find us now, and this is just another one that we're kind of adding to their arsenal of places. So there you go. Oh, wrong camera. And sometimes that'll happen. So I've got this little, no, I'm not going to pull it out. I'm going to break something. The other thing, I can hit these buttons, and that's what allows me to kind of switch everything around. So there's a little cell there that once was warned. Look at that little guy. Tiny little guy. There it is near Hinton. Another little guy over there near Windsor. And just kind of some heavier rain rolling through the Newman and Georgetown area. So again, we're coming up here 8:54. Thanks for popping in here on my little test stream that I was going to do for the severe weather. Need to be able to kind of bring this to you to kind of give you guys an idea of what it may look like. And again, I can just kind of switch between all the different inputs here. So that's going to be kind of neat to be able to do that. I could bring in, somebody, Jacob could be in here with me, or Seth or Adam, and just talking weather. A lot of cool things to be able to do. So we are still learning and adjusting, but this is just another tool in the arsenal, tool in the bag here to be able to bring you guys severe weather coverage, and especially when we're kind of teetering on the edge where we'd go on TV. Now we can kind of do this from up here, and I've got a lot of the tools and access and benefits of just being able to sit up here and kind of analyze things. And then again, if Jacob was out in the storm tracker, he would be one of the inputs that you can just watch him do his thing. So that's kind of what we're looking at here, guys. I don't know what you guys think, but appreciate you guys tuning in here. We just wanted to jump on and kind of test this theory out. Obviously, when there's full-fledged tornado outbreak major days, we're probably going to be down in the studio still doing our thing. But this also, provides an opportunity to maybe be up here doing things during newscasts when it's hard to do that during newscast, right? I'm in the middle of a 6 o'clock newscast. We're going to cut in and we're going to tell you about, a severe thunderstorm warning, but usually we still do like news during that time. So it'll be some news for a while. Then we'll talk about the weather. Now, if it's a tornado warning, we cut into everything and we stay on. But sometimes severe thunderstorm warning. So this would allow a platform to have one of the meteorologists come up here and do their thing while the newscast is going on downstairs. So that's another thing there. James says, multi-view. Yes. Got the multi-view setup here going. Well, things seemingly calming down, not as strong as what they were earlier in a lot of spots, but we've still got these little guys. Here's my little guy over Shelbyville, or just northwest of Shelbyville on the lake. Gonna be coming over kind of the north side of the lake here before too long. There's a shower there south and east of Windsor. Gaze along 16. Light showers, Mattoon. And still looking pretty good there from Broadlands to Newman, Hume, Indianola, Georgetown, Ridge Farm. And just a steady rain, Fairmount to Catlin right now. What's up from Eaton Rapids, Michigan? So I'm probably going to hang with you guys here until the top of the hour here at 9 o'clock. So if you have any other final questions, thoughts, comments, other things you might like to see in this format when we may do severe weather like this in the future, I've got a couple minutes. Type it in the chat or comment, say something. I got a couple minutes to read into your thoughts. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, whatever, fire away. Be with you here for a couple more minutes before we kind of sign off. And then I'll go get ready for the 10 o'clock newscast. But obviously, if we still had some warnings, we'd stay on here with you. But I think this was a pretty good little test run to kind of show you what things may look like and the abilities for us to do our coverage here with you guys. If no more comments are there, again, I appreciate you guys kind of tuning in. Eric says, keep doing it. I wish my weather guys would do it. Jason says, can you sing us a song? I can't. And it's not just because I can't sing. It's probably a copyright violation, right? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. No singing yet. Singing only happens after midnight. But thanks to everybody who did kind of jump in here with us. Just to say hello and see our new severe weather kind of streaming setup that allows us to get on here and maybe do some future coverage from up here when we're kind of on the edge. There's there's not all of those times when we have to be on for tornado warnings. There's kind of that in between, and so this is going to allow for that. Michael, what's up? Kevin, thanks for being our go-to meteorologist. Keep it up. You're doing great. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you. Thanks for being a loyal follower and supporter. Carla, the cool breeze feels so good. Thanks so much for keeping us updated. You got it, Carla. Thanks for joining us. And you're right. After this rain passes, if you're in Champaign right now, step outside. Go outside here. Just go outside and feel how different it is. It is going to be chilly. There's a little bit of a breeze we've had and rain-cooled air. And those temperatures, I think we're going down to about 50 for a low. We're going to be about 70 for a high temperature all day tomorrow. So there you go. No, Eric, no tornado warnings here. No warnings down here. We had a severe thunderstorm warning earlier, but Nothing more than that. Cold front coming through as we speak, dropping the temperatures off. Matter of fact, let's just take a look at it, because here's the cool thing. I can also pull up not just the radar, but let's go ahead and just take a glance and see what the temperatures are doing. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, down to 64 in Champaign. Still 71 in Effingham, 63 in Watseka. So yeah, again, I've got everything at my fingertips that I do down in the studio. All of it. As a matter of fact, I've got to update this graphic anyway, so you guys are going to get to watch me update this graphic live. So you can see that's not where the cold front is now. So I'm actually going to have to manually adjust kind of the position of the front. So I'm actually going to take this. You're just watching me do this on the fly here. We're probably right about, let's see here. We're still just ahead of it here. Move it just north of Indy. St. Louis, kind of right there. So I'm actually just drawing. I'm literally using kind of a draw tool and repositioning the points of the cold front. And just so we can kind of see the numbers a little bit better. Here we go. So there's your cold front. And you just watch me update the graphics live on the screen. So now, bum-ba-da-bum, here's your cold front. Coming through. Cooler air. So, all right, guys. Thanks for jumping in here with us. I'll give you one last little check of the radar here real quick. We've got, there's your rain there over Vermilion County and Edgar County. Some heavier rain there between Newman and Hume, Seidel. None of that looks severe. And again, we're not anticipating really anything else severe here for the rest of the night. So, yeah. What's up, Nathan? Down there in Coles County. Got storms in Danville. Ain't getting much in Charleston, Nathan says. Yeah, boy, did you guys really get kind of missed again? I need to run this back. Wow, you guys really did kind of get missed. Oh, wow. Parts of Coles County and the Mattoon Charleston area have had like 1/100 of an inch of rain since August. And it didn't look like you guys got a whole lot down there, did you? Wow, it kind of missed out. Mattoon, definitely nothing. Charleston, light stuff. Yeah, wow. Looks like Coles County really missed out again, at least from that heavier stuff. Doggone it. Little pocket there, northeast of Shelbyville, dropping some heavy rainfall. Going to fall right over the lake. Put more water into the lake. And now we come down to Cumberland County, a little cell there, southwest of Toledo. And then, yeah, there's just some very light stuff in Charleston along Highway 16. Come back up here into Douglas County. Heaviest stuff still falling here into northern portions of Edgar County. All right, guys. Let's kind of wrap it up here. Coming to you from the WSA3 Plus studio, giving you guys a little bit of a taste of our severe weather potential coverage to bring you here in the future from up here. Going to have a lot of abilities to do some things and bring in other guests and other live severe weather coverage, and just kind of want to show this off to you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And in the future, when there are warnings, you may see us coming live from up here. You may see us down in the studio. Could be a combination, going back and forth. What also potentially could happen is, I may be up here. Maybe I'm doing severe thunderstorm warnings. And then when there's a tornado warning, then I've got to go downstairs and do that from downstairs at the studio. We're just kind of testing it all out. We'll feeling it out here. But we will continue to lead the way in doing the streaming as we always have here, guys. So kind of cool. Thanks for hanging out here with us here tonight. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap things up, get ready for the 10 o'clock newscast. Hopefully you guys will go down there and turn the TV on for our 10 o'clock newscast so we can give you the latest there and what's going on in the news, weather, and sports. So in the meantime, that does it for me. Hope you guys all have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you guys next time.